becoming thinner, and it's becoming closer, if you know what I mean.
I do.
Now, I was told that everything on this earth, every living thing on this earth, has a spirit. And I was told that this earth has a spirit. And that everything that has a spirit on this earth also has a lifespan. Now, because of that lifespan, we are set to die at a certain time. And the earth is the same way. The veil's becoming thinner and it's coming closer, which is telling me that we're getting near to the death of the earth. Now, when that happens, there will not be any veil. The veil is going to be gone. So whatever was behind that veil, all that nastiness, demons and whatever else that's back there, will be let loose. Now, what happens to us when the earth dies, I don't know. They didn't tell me that. At least they haven't told me that yet. But hopefully we will not be on this earth when that veil is gone, because you wouldn't want to be there. I was told more of a spiritual type thing about the what I called heaven. I'm sure it's not heaven. I learned that there's different levels of heaven, but it would probably be more like dimensions if you're more into science. So there'd be, I saw at least 9 levels of heaven. On the other side, on hell, when I unfortunately went there a couple of years ago, I saw at least 3 levels of hell. But all this that I've been telling you right now is going to happen. You can write it down, and I'll sign the paper that I said it, because it's going to happen. I only said the things that I was shown and what was told to me when I went and saw my grandfather when he passed away in 82, and I went on that astral projection in 1983.
Well, Alan,
yes.
a lot of people don't realize, when you were talking about Antarctica, and I was talking about it before the show, when more water keeps melting or the fresh water enters the ocean, besides raising the ocean, that little belt between the equator, and it runs all the way up to the UK and Europe and all that stuff, that warm belt of water is going to cease. And when that happens, I hate to say it, it's going to push, at least I think, and from what I read, it's going to push all of Europe into an ice stage. Back in the 1900s, Russia went through a mini ice stage where people died, froze to death in their houses, even with their fireplace going, because they couldn't generate enough heat. And that is so scary. If that happens, we know then the timing, is not going to be around. Well, we're not going to be around much more. We don't even know what's going to happen when the poles flip. We don't know. I mean, some people speculate there's going to be huge winds of a couple 100 miles an hour sweeping the earth and cleansing the earth. We can't keep robbing the earth of its blood. What I'm talking about blood is oil, is the blood of the earth. And what we're doing is we're taking its blood, right? And we're using it to pollute our air, our atmosphere. And not just that, after they're done pumping it in, they figure, okay, now we're going to pump water in. And then a few years later, a lot of these oil fields, right, start in towns near the oil fields, all of a sudden start developing sinkholes, and all this weird stuff is developing. Well, you can't just take out the blood and put water in and expect it, to do the same thing.
Exactly. Well, like I said, they told me that mankind is responsible for what's happening to the earth right now, and it's too late for us. We can't reverse it. What's happening is going to keep happening until it's done with. And I was also told, I didn't say this earlier, but I was also told, because of all the civil unrest and stuff that's going to be taking place here shortly, there's going to be a war, a world war. Now, they didn't tell me who was going to be involved in this war, but I don't think you have to be a rocket scientist to figure out the main parties that's going to be involved in this. China, Russia, and the United States, if they even get in a little skirmish, then their allies are probably going to have to join in, and it's going to be a world war. And I did not like what I saw, and it's just right after this war that things come to a bitter end. I don't know how else to put it. Now, like I said, I'm 70. I put it at a 30-year range, but I'm more with you when you said 20 years, because I might live to be 90, but I don't know. I might only live to be 80. I feel kind of young myself right now, but, but anyway, they said it was going to happen during my lifetime, and I know they don't tell lies. They told me the way it was, and everything that they've told me so far has happened.
Well, that is so scary too, to think about that, because you know what, this trade terror thing that our president is doing. I voted for Trump. I don't know if I made the right decision or not, to be honest with you, and I don't want to get political, but we're setting ourselves up to have a war with China. We're trying to influence the whole world. We always have with our democracy, how we think. Well, other countries don't think the same way we do. So, we're sitting there sending our ships going past their man-made island. We're doing things constantly to provoke them, to show, hey, we are a superpower. And that's what we're doing. We're slapping them in the face. Well, you know what? One of these days, somebody's going to get pissed off, and pardon my language, and push a button. And then all of a sudden, things are going to escalate really fast. So I don't think we have to worry about North Korea so much. We have to worry about, what's going on with Russia, China, and the United States. And I don't like the way we're going, because I will say one thing I mentioned last week on my show. Okay, you're talking about maybe in your lifetime, my lifetime, maybe whatever's going to happen might happen. But you know what? We're so interested in trying to build a wall right now. When we have a grid system, all it would take is one major solar flare to hit it, and we would be out of electricity for a couple years. I know what it's like to go 1 week without no electricity off and on, let alone not having no internet to even watch TV or even do my show. So how do you think people are going to, how many people would die if we lost our grid system? The first week alone, all the people in the hospitals, they only have so much fuel to run the generators in the hospitals. They're not going to be able to deliver more fuel because they can't pump it. They won't be able to make it. What's going to happen? Society will start falling apart really fast.
Well, that solar flare that you mentioned is going to be one of those nasty things that happen, and it's going to happen just around the same time of this war. It's basically going to cook the earth, the surface of the earth anyway. I hope if it happens during my lifetime that I'm someplace underground.
Well, you need to be a politician, Alan. You need to go into politics real fast, and then you can go into one of these huge underground cities.
Yeah, really, No, I don't think so. I'm too old for that.
Well,
by the way, I voted for Trump, too. But, he's got a lot of good things, ideas, but I don't know. Like you said, I don't think he knows how to express himself. He likes to piss people off. I don't know. But anyway, we did it. As voters, we made a lot of mistakes during in the 80s, it was, the one peanut farmer there. And,
Yeah.
we made a lot of them, but, I think our mistakes are getting worse as we move on here.
I think so, but if the world comes to end, I hope it's after I watched a good horror movie on TV and went to bed and sound asleep snoring. Right? I don't hear it.
Take an extra dose of tramadol or something.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. But well, maybe I don't drink, but maybe I'll start in the day it happens. I don't know.
Yeah, I can drink if I want, but I don't. I'll go buy a 12-pack of beer and it will last me 6 months. I'm just really not big into drinking alcohol or whatever. But I might start drinking it a little bit heavier.
Oh yeah. So we already got the listeners already. Some of them panicking. They're already packing their clothes, right, and their suitcase.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out where they're going to go to. Well, I don't think there's any place on this earth you're going to be able to go to. You might buy a little bit of time. I think the only thing, honestly, it would buy this planet more time is if all of a sudden we started, dumping less pollution in the air, making it mandatory where cars could only be driven every other day. Like they did back in the 70s or something when they had the gas shortage and where you had odd and even license plate that helped try to cut the pollution down. Yeah, but
I've been there and done that.
But it might give us a few more extra years that way. I don't know.
Well, that's all you're going to do is just prolong whatever's going to happen. Like I said, it's over and done with as far as saving the earth. It's, we did it. Now it's too late. So all we can do is, like you said, do things to prolong it. But I don't know what we can do to save it at this point. I don't think there's anything that we can do to save the earth. It's over and done with. I don't want to scare any of your viewers or anything. What I saw is what I saw, and what I was told is what was told to me. And there's no need to get afraid or scared or go and make a run on the grocery stores and stuff because, the best thing would be gather around your families and stuff and be with your families and love your families and share that love, stop the bickering and fighting and stuff like that and make peace. When I was there with my grandfather, and like I told you before the program, I was raised Christian. I was raised as a Baptist. And when I went to see him, I was thinking, that would probably be a major thing. But religion to them, it's no big deal. The big deal for them is love. Do you love your family? Do you love your next door neighbor? Do you love the people of the world? Do you love the earth? That was what they were asking me. They couldn't care less about religion. They never asked me once what church I went to, or what religion I was a part of. Now, they told me that if your religion teaches love, then good. That's fine, They don't want to tear up a religion or anything like that. They want to promote love, and that's what it's about. And, like Mother Teresa is a perfect example of how Christianity should be. Jesus on the Sermon on the Mount was preaching love. He didn't preach religion, and that's what we need to do. We need to get above this religion. And, one other thing I was told, if religion teaches something other than love in order to get to heaven, it's all smoke and mirrors. Now, that's what I was told. If you have to do something special besides love to get to heaven, then it's not right. It's all smoke and mirrors. And so if you